The phone rang at 2:17 a.m., its shrill tone slicing through the silence like a knife. I fumbled for it, my heart already racing. The screen glowed with her name, Claire. My wife. The woman who had been sleeping soundly beside me for the past 2 nights since returning from the hospital. My throat tightened as I answered, my voice barely a whisper. Claire? Her voice was trembling, distant, as if she were calling from another world. I need you to listen to me. I'm not who you think I am. Claire and I had been married for 12 years. We met in college, two dreamers who believed in forever. She was the kind of woman who could light up a room with her laugh, the kind of person who made you feel like you were the only one who mattered. But life has a way of chipping away at even the strongest foundations. The last few years had been hard, long hours at work, missed anniversaries, the kind of quiet resentment that builds when two people stop talking about the things that hurt. Still, when she collapsed at home one evening, my world stopped. The doctors said it was a rare blood disorder, something they could treat but not cure. She spent 2 weeks in the hospital, and I barely left her side. When she finally came home, I thought we'd turned a corner. I thought we were getting a second chance. The first night she was back, I woke to find her side of the bed empty. I found her in the living room, staring out the window, her face pale in the moonlight. Claire? I called softly. She turned to me, her eyes wide, almost frightened. I'm fine, she said quickly. Just couldn't sleep. I didn't press her. I told myself she was still adjusting, that the hospital had taken a toll. But then came the phone call. That voice on the other end, so familiar yet so alien. I'm not who you think I am. The next morning, I woke up alone again. Claire was in the kitchen, humming softly as she made coffee. She looked up and smiled, her face warm and open. Morning, sleepyhead. It was as if the call had never happened. I wanted to ask her about it, to demand an explanation, but the words stuck in my throat. What if I was losing my mind? What if the stress had finally gotten to me? But then I noticed the little things. The way she avoided my eyes when I mentioned the hospital. The way she flinched when I touched her, as if my hands were made of fire. And the smell of faint, clinical odor that clung to her skin, like antiseptic and something else I couldn't place. One night, I woke to the sound of her voice. She was in the bathroom, whispering urgently into her phone. I can't keep doing this, she said. He's going to find out. My blood turned to ice. Who was she talking to? What was she hiding? I started digging. I went through her phone when she was in the shower, but there were no recent calls, no texts. Just a single number, deleted but recoverable, labeled Dr. Ellis. I called it, my hands shaking. A man answered, his voice calm and professional. This is Dr. Ellis. How can I help you? I hung up. Who was this doctor, and why was Claire talking to him in the middle of the night? I searched his name online and found nothing. No practice, no credentials, no trace of him anywhere. Then I found the journal. It was tucked under her pillow, filled with her handwriting but in a tone I didn't recognize. I can't keep pretending, one entry read. He's going to figure it out, and then what? Another, I miss her so much. I miss being her. I confronted her that evening. She was sitting on the couch, staring at the TV but not really watching it. I dropped the journal in her lap. What is this, Claire? Who are you talking about? Who are you really? For a long moment, she didn't speak. Then she looked at me, her eyes filled with tears. I'm not Claire, she said softly. I'm her twin sister, Emily. The room spun. Claire had never mentioned a twin. But as I looked at her, I saw the differences. The slight asymmetry in her smile, the way she held herself, the faint scar above her eyebrow that Claire never had. Claire died in the hospital, Emily said, her voice breaking. She made me promise to take her place. She didn't want you to be alone. I felt like I was drowning. Anger, grief, betrayal, it all crashed over me at once. How could you do this? I shouted. How could you lie to me? I didn't want to. She cried. But I loved her too. And I thought maybe I could love you. I couldn't stay. I grabbed my keys and left, driving aimlessly through the night. My mind raced. Claire was gone. The woman I'd loved, the woman I'd thought was recovering, was gone. And in her place was a stranger, a ghost wearing her face. I didn't go back that night. Or the next. But eventually, I returned. Emily was still there, waiting. We talked for hours, about Claire, about the life she'd wanted for us, about the guilt and grief we both carried. It wasn't easy. It still isn't. But slowly, we've started to rebuild. Not as husband and wife, but as two people who love the same person and are trying to find a way forward. Sometimes, the truth doesn't set you free. Sometimes, it shatters you. But even in the broken pieces, there's a chance to start again if you're brave enough to pick them up.